If you're a business owner, you want three things from YouTube: consistent views, sales, and leads, to save time and not to waste it, and you want strategies that actually work. The thing is, most businesses never get this because 99% of YouTube advice is built for entertainment channels, and what works for them is the opposite of what works for sales, leads, and revenue. Now, I know this because I've tracked over 500 million views from YouTube, so I can see what views generate sales, calls, leads, emails, and signups. And I've also worked hands-on with over 700 business-focused YouTube channels for over half a decade. I've enabled them to generate tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of views, and have picked up 2 silver play buttons of my own along the way. And the systems I've built to do this enabled Dado here to go from earning a solid income from YouTube to then tripling that revenue in only 6 months. They helped Ross here go from generating no sales from YouTube to consistently hitting 30k months and making it one of his top lead generation platforms. It helped another client go from $145 sales to $9,000 sales in just a few months. And it's helped countless channels hit $25,000 months or more, meaning you can just stop relying on going viral and instead build a predictable sales engine. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything inside of that system. But to start, you need to understand the 3 biggest things you have to have if you want to generate sales, views, and leads from YouTube for yourself. So the first one is the difference between spending 5 years chasing results versus hitting them in just months. And this is what took my client here from selling a $145 offer to landing $9,000 deals in a matter of weeks. So when I started working with him, he looked like a lot of people on YouTube. He had views, and on paper, his channel looked pretty successful, but he was on the brink of shutting down his offer as the numbers were just not adding up. And that's the thing. You can't hit $25,000, $100,000 month selling a $145 offer unless you're pulling in millions of views. So they got to work, and within a week of following my system, he uncovered the number one problem stopping him from ever hitting those big numbers. And that was that his content and offer was aimed at the wrong audience, even though to most people it would have looked totally right. So he made the tough call based on our guidance to reposition his existing offer following my system. And then he significantly increased his price. And then he repositioned his entire channel to the type of content that would appeal to the perfect buyer for his new offer. But it didn't go to expect. And we didn't really make any sales for a while. But the thing is, this isn't Disney. You don't just make a big decision and suddenly you have a brand new Ferrari or Chanel handbag. When you make big shifts with the aim of achieving long-term greatness, you need to create new systems, new promotion, new YouTube content that funnels the perfect viewer into this system. And then you need to know exactly how to test and refine the system so more of your viewers will turn into buyers. But he had insane drive, and about 90 days later, I got this message from him telling me he's got 13 calls to take in a day, and he's landed his first 9k client, resulting in his biggest month from YouTube of all time. And Dado here hit 50k in just 10 days. Jacob nailed 25k in a 7-day launch. Tom, 25k in his first month following this system. So the thing you need if you want to make YouTube work for you without it taking 5 years to figure out all on your own is firstly clarity of direction. And then once you've established that, you need to produce a system that grows the channel with the right viewers and then build a business system that turns them into buyers. The thing is, how are you going to do that? By watching random YouTube videos and listening to podcasts that give you one nugget of information that sounds great, but was exactly the wrong thing for you to pick up on an action. It doesn't work, because if you try to do this alone, how will you audit your business to pinpoint bottlenecks that must be fixed, otherwise you'll fail? How will you get feedback on your sales system from multiple 7- and 8-figure business owners? You can't. So you just end up guessing and chasing more views with the idea that this is going to fix all of your problems, and it won't. It's why Saif says this.
But I wasn't seeing a huge growth in terms of viewership. The first video that I posted using Ed's system got 18,000 views compared to the 1 to 5 that I would normally get. And it's consistently been rising since then. Most importantly, the business is doing better than ever, and views are up too, which is always nice.
Which brings us on to the next thing you need to generate sales, views, and leads on YouTube. And it is insanely simple. So you're probably thinking right now, this is great, Ed, but that won't work in my niche. I'm B2B, or I teach people to speak a language. I need something different to everyone else. But if that was true, how did Bailey, who helps people grow businesses, hit a 70k month following this system. And this channel, which gives investing advice, hit 25k in a month just from YouTube views. And this physio channel makes 7 times their monthly revenue and blow up from 300 to 350,000 subscribers in 18 months. And this script writing channel gets to $20,000 months following the same system when they are all so very different. Well, it's because to succeed on YouTube as a business, you only need one thing, and that one thing is what they all had in common, and it's to simply make videos and have an offer that solves a problem. No matter the industry, this system is proven to work hundreds of times over with all different niches, so long as you share your expertise that help your dream buyers solve a problem. So if you're an entertainer, a pure review channel, a gaming channel, this won't work for you, but otherwise, you just need to solve a problem. Which brings us on to the final thing you need to make generating sales, views, and leads from YouTube work for you. And it is the biggest problem most business owners face. And it's very hard to overcome because you've probably got a business and you want to grow a channel. You'd also quite like a life, I'd imagine too. And you're probably thinking, I don't have time for YouTube as well. And you are right. You don't. Because it takes years to work out how to appeal to viewers, how to produce content people binge, how to drive viewers to offer and then have that offer convert. But the truth is, it is possible to get into a position like this. So this is Brooke, who's followed my system. And last year, she posted only 6 videos over 12 months, took a ton of time off, and her business still grew. But you can only get these big time savings if you know exactly what to focus on, exactly what to ignore, and you follow a proven process that will eventually make the time you need to spend on YouTube absolutely plummet, whilst your earnings can remain stable or still increase like Brooks did. But let's be honest, this just sounds like typical internet marketing talk, doesn't it? Oh, Ed, it's going to be easy and it's going to take less time. Yeah, I've read .com secrets too. So let's get to the harsh reality of how following my system works and what all my driven success stories went through to get results. And that is that the first few weeks or months, this is going to feel slower than you'd expect. It's going to take more time and it's going to suddenly feel like everything's harder because you're going to have to relearn everything you thought you knew was true about YouTube and your own business. You're also going to start to spot massive problems you didn't know existed, and it's not going to be a 5-minute task to fix them. And it's why you need to expect to go backwards before you go forwards, because we have to rebuild your foundations, fix old mistakes, and level you up to get you a result. But then your insane time saving will kick in when those foundations are in play and you post a video a week and you get data and you react to it and you repeat my system over and over again. So no, you don't have enough time to grow a channel and a business from YouTube. Nobody does if you do it the wrong way. And my system will not feel like you're saving much at the start. But as you learn, implement, and repeat, that is when the game-changing results and efficiencies pick up. So what is this system that made all of those results I've showed you so far possible, and how are they going to enable you to save time and get more views, sales, and leads? Well, let me show you. So the majority of people don't realize their existing offer, marketing, and channel are completely misaligned, meaning that they can never grow a channel or business. So the first step of my system is the most important because it's about getting you clarity on what you currently have that is working and what is not. When we know that, we can then make small changes that can potentially have a big impact on your business. So Matt here, who has a B2B offer, is a great example of how much impact clarity and minor adjustments can make, as he blasted past his best ever month in sales just following this first step. So we put everyone through an auditing process that pinpoints exactly where their biggest bottlenecks are in their YouTube system, so that within a few days you have clarity on what's actually holding you back, something most people spend years trying to figure out. Then the next step is we give you a YouTube growth system that took Rian Doris from 0 to 110,000 subs in 6 months, Meadow here from 800 to 40,000 subs in a year, and Trey here who went from 300 to 350,000 subscribers in 18 months following it. But it doesn't just get views, it converts viewers to buyers, like Phoebe found out fast, when only a few months after joining, she was picking up hotter leads that converted better than her existing efforts on Instagram.
It's only August now, and I started this not that long ago. I have had 5 videos that have gone above 50,000 views, and now whenever I post something, it doesn't drop below 1,000 views, which for a lot of people may not seem like much. However, my email list has grown by 2,000, and I can directly attribute 15 sales from my YouTube, when previously it's come from short form content and then getting people onto the email list. However, I've noticed that time in which people purchase from me who come from YouTube is much, much, much smaller than other media platforms that I'm on. So massive freaking win.
And to do this, I give you proven storytelling frameworks, psychological hooks, video templates that have already generated hundreds of millions of views and tens of millions in sales. So every video you make will be strategically designed to get clicked, watched, binged, and turn viewers into buyers, even without a hard sell. And once you've practiced the system, your evergreen videos then just keep working for you for months or even years. Then the next step is this, and you've probably heard this before, but you get access to me and my team. But here's the truth. Most program founders, they hide away and they rarely show up. But this is my life. In fact, in our chat support for the last 18 months, 51% of all support messages have been sent by me personally. That includes 100% of my clients' messages and 100% of my team of 7 combined. That's why I constantly get messages like,
Ed is so involved in the delivery process and the support process specifically that I was honestly surprised, delighted, and inspired to even do that more in our program.
Ed is consistently answering my questions. The rest of the entire team is always there to chime in. There's rarely a question I'll ask that hasn't been answered within a matter of hours, which is really impressive.
When you need feedback on something, like you're gonna, not only Ed, but the rest of his team, like are there just immediately. I don't think I've ever felt more supported in a program than in this one. It's actually unbelievable. It's unprecedented. And it just seems to keep getting better. Like more and more things continually are added to enhance the experience just over time.
My team are next level too. They are YouTube experts with multiple gold and silver play buttons and 25 years of production experience. They are business mentors who have scaled to 18 million a year for themselves. They are copywriters whose words have generated over 10 million in sales. And they, along with myself, will review members' sales system funnels, intros with the same depth they'd apply to their own businesses. And then there's your secret support weapon, the 24/7, never gets tired, blows me away every flipping time I use the thing. It's my custom built AI coach. This isn't a bot anyone can use. This is specific software for my program where you custom build an AI around your own niche and dream buyer, and it will write killer hooks and intros in minutes that appeal to those buyers on a whole new level. It will give you instant feedback on ideas, titles, thumbnails, scripts, sales pages, and emails in a way that points out mistakes that were previously hard to spot, even for someone like me with 2 silver play buttons. Clients are saying things like,
if I lost access to it tomorrow, I honestly don't know what I'd do. It's become an essential part of my daily workflow. I use it for everything from script writing, thumbnails, to refining my audience avatar, even to developing my products.
So if I lost access to the AI that Ed's built the entire YouTube creation process, it would suck. It would take a lot longer to really create and script every video that I've been making.
If I lost access to the AI that you created for us, Ed, we would never stop crying. My team would never stop crying because we use it all the time. We use it every time we need to make a title. We use it for thumbnails. I use it for scripting. It's inspiring. It makes your life easy, makes my life easy. And if you haven't experienced it, you don't know what you're missing.
now, getting views and having world-class support is great, but views alone, they don't pay the bills. So the next step is the one that creates the $50,000 months, the $25,000 weeks, and the $9,000 clients. But because we connect your channel to your business with proven systems to turn more of your views into paying clients faster. So you have access to a high-ticket launch system. This is the exact system my clients use to get to 20K, 50K in a single launch. And this alone could be worth $10,000 by itself because we've had so many massive hits with this. Then you will have access to a low-ticket launch system, which the first time I built this, I tested it with 40 creators. They averaged $10,000 in their first 7 days. Then we have lead magnet systems that blow up your list, like Ollie here. These are the same systems that have generated me millions by converting warm viewers on autopilot. Then we have outsourcing systems, so you can build a team without burning yourself out. And then finally, the step that ties everything together. Most people obsess over the numbers that don't just hold them back, but cause them to make decisions that actively harm their business. Things like obsessing over click-through rates and average view duration and the 1 to 10 board and subscriber count. Those metrics exist to help YouTube sell more ads, not to grow your business. And because I've tracked 500 million views, I know what turns viewers into buyers, and it means we ignore 99% of what most people obsess over and that you've been told matters, and instead Use a simple traffic light system I have built that instantly shows you where the bottlenecks are in your business that are stopping you generating more sales and leads from your content. The result is you always know your next 10x move to focus on. You stop wasting time on things that don't get results, and every tweak can then compound into faster, scalable revenue. Now, the core program itself is 6 months of coaching, training, and support. Why 6 months? Because in working with hundreds of clients since launching, I've seen a clear pattern. The biggest results happen in months 5 and 6. That's when the bottlenecks are fixed, the systems are aligned, and your skills are sharp enough just for everything to start to compound. So I require at least a 6-month commitment to join. And if you really want to maximize what's possible, I'd personally be thinking about giving this a year. That's when you see the compounding really kick in. Of course, some clients see ROI within weeks, like Josh here, who covered his investment in a few days, but the long-term game is where things get really exciting. Now, over this 6 months, you'll also get access to chat support, I've mentioned, and AI, but also 4 weekly live group coaching calls. Here, you can get real-time feedback from myself and my expert team with multiple gold and silver play buttons. We'll answer your questions, we can roast your content in a nice way, we can give you strategies tailored to your channel and your business. And one other thing that's important to note here, having signed up to courses in the past where lessons are 2 to 3 hour long boring slideshows, I instantly felt demotivated. And as a result of that, I have not made the training content in this under the attitude of, well, if they can't concentrate for 2 hours on a training video, how can they expect to get results? Because it's my job to simplify things so they are easy for you to understand fast and not to waste your time with. So I've distilled the training into short, fun lessons that are optimized for cognitive load, meaning you should get to the end of them and want to watch another one, not shudder in fear that there's still 45 minutes left. But that's not all. Imagine if you bought an iPhone and every year Apple just gave you the latest one for free. Well, that's how I work with my clients. Once you've signed up, you keep all the training, the videos, the systems, and you get all of the future upgrades too. Meaning as YouTube evolves, and so does my program, you're always going to be ahead of the curve. And at the end of the 6 months, you have 3 options. You can sign up to ongoing membership. This is going to allow you to continue with my team and I support, and you'll be able to keep access to all of the AI. Or you can sign up to the AI only support, or you can just do nothing and continue to go it alone. To ensure we can maintain a quality service and support at a world-class level, we can only accept a very limited number of clients each month. And this isn't fake scarcity. I just simply can't service more than a small group of new clients every month without dropping the quality of support. And I simply will not allow that to happen, because if it does, I won't get hundreds of new testimonials or results like I already have. And that's what grows my business and yours. So as soon as spaces are gone for the month, that's it. We shut sales. So if you're a business owner with a product or service, if you're running ads and want a longer term evergreen sales system, if you're willing to commit to the process, can post a video a week and can commit to at least 6 months following my system, we can help you. And in 6 months from now, you could have a channel that's finally set up so it can bring in views, but turn into sales and leads. So apply now and let's build you a YouTube growth machine you can't imagine running your business without. And if you're still on the fence, just check out the hundreds of wins on my site below.